Now, we're reminded all the time, and rightly so, of the importance of catching cancer early and getting any possible symptoms checked by a doctor as soon as we can. But in the past few months, because of coronavirus, that hasn't been easy. Cancelled or deferred appointments, virtual GP surgeries and patients too scared to go to the doctor mean, according to experts, that a cancer-ticking time bomb is on the way. I've got some stats here. In fact, it says that an estimated 3 million British people have missed out on screenings since March. They think that could result to up to 35,000 extra cancer deaths over the next year, and that half of GPs, for instance, are seeing fewer patients 5 months into the pandemic. Now, Carol, this is something that you are quite worried about, aren't you?
I'm more than worried about it. I mean, it probably is making me ill with the stress of it all because, you know, for a while, like you say, there hasn't been any other illness really. And I know people who have had their trials cancelled, their treatments cancelled or delayed, and there's going to be such a backlog. I'm not sure how they're going to catch up with it. And as a result of that, yeah, people definitely will die. And my own experience is, you know, I had breast cancer. It was a triple negative tumour, which is the kind that can't be treated with hormone therapy, just to put it simply. So it's quite likely that it might come back one day. And I've had the 5 years all clear. That was last November. But I have got, you know, 3-4 conditions that need to be monitored as a result of that cancer, because if they're not monitored, they could easily turn into something. And all of those appointments I should have had February, March, April, May, probably, or June, I can't even remember, but they were all cancelled, and none of them have been rebooked apart from one in November, which I've just found out this morning has been cancelled again. So it worries me a lot, because if I have got things that could potentially be cancerous, I think the amount of stress that I'm suffering just because of the lockdown, because of the coronavirus, because of all of it, and probably for different reasons than a lot of people out there, worry and stress is a really sort of big contributory thing to cancer. And I do worry a hell of a lot that if I have got something, that stress and worry about not being able to get it checked will have exacerbated it.
Well, firstly, before we continue this conversation, I was really sad to hear about all of that today with you. Also, I've not seen you now for ages, and the first thing I did notice today about you, Carol, is how fantastic you look.
Oh, thanks.
Honestly,
Stop being nice.
you look so well, and you look 10 years, 20 years
Thanks,
younger.
Coleen.
But the worry of it and the stress of it is what scares me the most for people, because, like Carol said, you know, it can be a major factor of it reoccurring is stress. And my sisters, who are going through treatment, have been really, really lucky because they haven't had anything cancelled. I had my own yearly checkup cancelled in April, and then my sisters were diagnosed with their cancer. So instantly I was, oh, I've missed an appointment. This is a sign that, you know, they're going to leave it till later and then they're going to find it. And I was so worried. And then just on Friday, I was able to get in. They phoned me and said, you can come in today. Yeah. So I have been lucky, but I do know of people that have had, you know, not been able to go and get checked out. And the worry, more than anything, is what's making them ill.
I think it's that postcode lottery thing again as well. Some areas are much better than others. But, I mean, for anybody watching who doesn't know, you haven't got the gene, have you?
No.
Right.
We haven't got the known gene, the BRCA1 or BRCA2 gene.
Right. Because it must be worrying that all your sisters are getting this.
Well, it is, and the doctors and the geneticists doesn't think that it's just bad luck. They do think there's a gene link, it's just finding it. So I've got to do there's another test you can do to find other genes that may cause it. But yeah, it's all just a worry.
Do you think about it a lot, or do you just put it to the back of your mind?
No, I think about it a hell of a lot, and not only for me, but for my nieces and nephews and my sons, you know. But, yeah, of course I think about it a lot, you know, and I said last week on the show that obviously I am going to look into, not make a knee-jerk reaction, but I am going to look into the double mastectomy, and because if I've got it, I'm just going to do everything I
And you
can
want to feel
to
like
get
you're
rid of it.
taking control
Yeah,
of your
I'm not.
body.
I just don't feel that I want to wait around for it to happen. But of course, in this situation, I might not be able to have that choice.
But I mean, it's interesting. I know we sort of talk about stats in terms of people missed appointments, and a friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer midway through lockdown and has had an amazing treatment plan set out for him and is not doing really well, but he hasn't had cancelled appointments. We've had messages in from people saying that some people have had a cancelled appointment, some people have had incredible service from the NHS, but they're in a bit of a difficult situation because the pandemic is frightening people.
Absolutely. And I think when it comes, it's like ever with the NHS, I think when it comes to saving somebody's life, it's absolutely brilliant. So if you're in an emergency situation where you're diagnosed with cancer, you know, but when you're in Carol's situation where you have concerns, so you've been given the all clear, but you have further concerns, that's sometimes where you fall into a black hole. So my mum, for example, has an eye condition called AMD, age-related macular degeneration. And if it's not monitored, it can result in you going blind, and you have to keep going and having regular tests. Well, she's now had two appointments cancelled, follow-up appointments of that. So again, that's not life-threatening, but it would be life-changing if it's not picked up. And I think a lot of people are in that situation with, you know, other conditions.
Of course. Well, we had a statement from the NHS, and they said, from NHS England, hospitals aim to get back to normal levels of testing and treatments by the autumn. The key point remains that people must come forward for checks if they have a worrying symptom. And it's really important that we do keep reiterating that. So if this conversation has worried you at all, in any way at all, please do head to our website where you can find details on getting support and information on cancer services.